Hey, what's going on? I'm Matt O'Leary back with another video, and today we'll be talking about why the Jets can't take a running back at 34. But before we get started today, just wanted to mention you can follow me on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. If you haven't already, please make sure to check out the podcast. You could also call in and leave your question, and I'll try to get to it on the show. So the New York Jets don't have the luxury of taking a running back early in this year's draft. There's two running backs who I like a lot and are probably going to be going in the late first or early second, and that's Travis Etienne and Najee Harris. And I want to make that abundantly clear. This is not me coming on and saying that they aren't good prospects. They are. They're really good running back prospects. This is me coming on and saying that the Jets have significantly more important needs than taking a running back that early. The thing is, and not all teams abide by this, but the smart ones do, you need to be an almost complete team in order to justify taking a running back that early. For instance, the Chiefs last year taking Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They were on their way to winning a second Super Bowl before they lost 3 offensive line starters. So it's very difficult to win a game in the NFL that way. So they could get away, a team like them could get away with it. A team like Tampa Bay could probably get away with it. A team like, hate to say it, they're in the division, but a team like Buffalo could probably get away with it. There's a very short list of teams that are contenders who can get away with taking a player like that super early. Now, again, not all teams do, but the smart ones, they know when it's okay to make that push for a player like that early in a draft. Just looking at Joe Douglas over not just his tenure with the New York Jets, but over his 20 years in the NFL, his team, the team that he's been a part of, has taken a running back in the top 50 once, and that was in his first year in the league back in 2000 when Jamal Lewis was taken 5th overall by the Baltimore Ravens. So that's a long freaking time ago. That's 21 years ago. The NFL is very different in 2021 versus 2000. So I would be legitimately stunned with a capital S if Joe Douglas decided, you know what, I'm going to put aside either offensive line or corner and instead take a running back at 34. Forget 23. There is a 0% chance that happens. I've seen recently more so on Twitter and in mocks from some of the NFL pundits, a running back there at 34. And I just really don't see it based on the track history of Joe Douglas, based on the current needs of the team, and also just based on what this coaching staff and this offense is going to look to do. More on that last part in a second, but the best example of waiting on a running back is the 2017 draft class. And we can go back, I'll look at the 2016 and give you some examples. 18, 19, 20 is a little bit too close to say anything. So we'll do 2017, a pretty good sample size. In round 3, you had Alvin Kamara, Kareem Hunt, James Conner, Jamal Williams went in round 4, Marlon Mack went in round 4, Aaron Jones went in round 5, Chris Carson in round 7. In 2016, you had Kenyon Drake go in round 3, you had Jordan Howard go in round 5. So more often than not, you can get pretty good value in round 3, 4, 5. And now again, maybe you're not getting a Ezekiel Elliott or someone like that, or Saquon Barkley or Christian McCaffrey, but do you need a player like that in today's NFL? And to win in today's NFL, I would argue no. You just need average to a little bit above average. And if you have a really good offensive line, then you are more likely to get value out of those later round running backs. And that's a perfect segue into this, looking at the San Francisco 49ers, because under the Shanahan offense, which is going to be run pretty much here in New York with some slight variations, we'll look at what these running backs were able to do. So last year in 2020, their 2 leading rushers were Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson. Both of those guys were undrafted free agents. Raheem Mostert averaged 5 yards per attempt, Wilson 4.8 yards per attempt. So they got significant value out of a player that they did not even draft. And I'm not here justifying necessarily saying, okay, just put any undrafted free agent in and you'll be fine. I'm saying, hey, maybe use your first 3 picks in more important positions, and then the earliest I could justify taking a swing on running back is in round 3. Round 3 and beyond, sure, let's do it. I'm all for it. If you want to take a Kenny Gainwell in round 3, I think that would be a perfect fit. If you'd rather wait to round 4 or round 5 and get a little bit more of a speedster in that spot, someone who's maybe not as high, then okay, I think that could also work. In 2019, it was Mostert and Matt Breida who are the leading rushers for the 49ers. Again, Mostert was an undrafted free agent. Guess what? Matt Breida was also an undrafted free agent. How about 2018? Breida was the leading rusher, and Alfred Morris was the second leading rusher. He was a 6th rounder in 2012, not drafted by the 49ers, obviously. But they signed him for under $800,000. It was like $790,000 a year for him to be their second running back. And he didn't have a phenomenal year, but you're able to get by in this offense with lesser talent. Like Ty Johnson should thrive in this offense. Tevin Coleman knows the offense very, very well. LaMichael Pirine, I don't think is a fit in this offense. I wouldn't be surprised if his playing time goes down or just doesn't really exist all that much in this offense. But if you were to pick someone, again, like I just said, in round 3, 4, 5, maybe even around 6, and plug them in a running back trio with Johnson, Coleman, and then the rookie, I think that could absolutely work. This is going to be a running back by committee kind of a thing. You don't need someone who you're going to give the ball to 200 times. That's just not how this offense is going to work. It's going to be a rotation, which is absolutely fine. I think with the Jets roster right now, they could totally get by with a running back by committee. They don't need a bell cow. They don't need someone who could run it 200, 250 times a year, something crazy. They need help on the offensive line. They need help at corner. They have actually outside and slot corner, which are two very important positions. Like, focus on that, building the offensive line, getting the cornerback room right, and then from there, after taking Zach Wilson at 2, then, or Justin Fields at 2, I think it's going to be Wilson. I think most people do at this point, but even if it's Justin Fields, which you should be happy about, by the way, but different conversation, then get the offensive line right, get corner, and then anything after that is an added bonus. But don't overvalue running back. Again, both Etienne and Harris are very good prospects, and they're probably going to be very good in the next level in this league. You just don't have to, in this offense, spend a 34th overall pick on a running back to have success. That's all I'm trying to say. So let me know in the comments. Subscribe if you are new. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. You can also give an applause if you really liked it. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I will talk to you next time.